welcome to this edition of the Cinema Dash. As always, I'm Gabbs.
And I'm DeGe.
And today, we have a very special episode, because why not?
Because fuck it, why not?
Because, very special episode. Our returning veteran, Nick, from our Deadpool episode is back. Nick, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic, guys. How are you?
I'm great.
Oh, I'm doing great. Thanks, Nick.
Yes, I'm doing fantastic.
Thank you. Glad you're doing great. I'm doing great as well.
Thanks for having me on the show here.
Yes, indeed. Yes. Want to go get a Sony Pop down at the drugstore after this?
Down to the penny store and spend some pennies?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Penny for the pork roast, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my, yes.
Oh my.
What the
Penny
fuck
for
is
the
this?
poor.
This is the 1940s edition of the Cinema Dash.
And down the stretch we come in.
And in other news, the Los Angeles Dodgers lost today against the San Francisco Giants.
This is
Baseball isn't
wait.
real.
This is a 1940s edition of the Cinema
The
Dash.
Los Angeles Dodgers not
They're
exist.
they're in New York.
Baseball isn't real.
It goes to show how much I know about sports.
Anyway, so we watched the
Sick to
movie.
movies.
We're here, and this is a pretty big one because it's another Marvel movie.
Indeed.
So yeah, it was Doctor Strange.
Yeah, and I've noticed that like with the most recent Marvel movies we've been doing, we've been having guests.
Yes.
So I think I could dig that as a common trend on the show.
Yep.
So we saw Doctor Strange starring Bendy Snoot Cumberbatch, and so let's talk about that for a little bit,
Yes.
shall we?
It was
So-
strange how much I loved it.
Oh, there you go.
And that's the last time you'll be hearing Nick on this podcast. So pretty much what this flick is about. Dr. Stephen Strange is a neurosurgeon, and he's very, very gifted, one of the best in the world. He's rich, got a lot of honors, really attractive man. And one day he gets into a car accident on his own volition, and he loses the nerves in his hands.
What?
So he can't.
Oh my goodness.
No, he doesn't lose them. They're damaged.
Well, same shit. But anyway,
Well, if you
he
lose
can't.
them,
He
then
can't.
you
He
can't lose your
can't. He
hand.
can't fucking do
Function.
surgery anymore. Can't do surgery anymore. So he gets all depressed and shit. So he goes to Nepal to look for or wherever. I forgot what it's called. It was a very long.
It was Nepal. It was in Nepal.
It was in Nepal. Okay. Anyway, I was right about that. So he goes there and he
It was
meets
in
up.
Kathmandu.
Kathmandu. There we go. Kathmandu. I'll take that for 500, Alex.
Because a Kathmandu, what a dog can't do.
I will kill you.
And there goes everybody. This is the official start of the dipping quality of the Cinema Dash. So
This is the
this
stuff.
is it. This is all you're getting. So so he goes to Kathmandu and he teams up with the Ancient One and his friend Baron Mordo, and he learns to become a sorcerer and fix himself and also prevent the Dark Dimension from coming and destroying Earth. And that's your basic plot of the movie,
Without spoiling anything.
without spoiling anything so far.
So if you don't want spoils, turn off the podcast now.
Well, yeah, we're gonna obviously gonna spoil it because we spoil everything in our videos.
Don't
so.
turn it off. Pause it. Go see the fucking thing.
And then come back.
Yeah.
Look at this
Yeah.
kid. Look at this guy. I'm glad we put
Spend
him
your
on.
money and then come
Yeah.
back.
Close your laptop or minimize the desktop.
Well, if you minimize it, it'll still be playing. So make sure to hit that big fat old red X.
pause.
There you go.
Make sure to minimize your porn as well.
Ooh, that too. That always helps.
Yes, that usually.
As a matter of fact, with the porn, I think you should just put give that big X a click. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Because somebody could click on
What
the
if-
link.
what if
Somebody
it's-
could click on that big old Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox. Because if you use Internet Explorer, you're living in the prehistoric era. So just click. Somebody could
what about
click on that
Safari?
and they can see mommygotboobs.com. You know what I'm saying?
But like,
So
what if
Safari?
What if I
Go
found
to
a great
Safari.
video?
Hey, if you're using Safari, more power to you.
Have you ever bookmarked a porn video?
I
Just me?
Nick,
Alright.
I haven't because one, I'm not an idiot, and two, I didn't love one that much that I bookmarked it.
You ever just come so much to one that you're like, gotta do this again tomorrow.
Yeah, really, exactly. So anyway,
Just give me half an hour to refuel.
first impressions about this movie. Nick, why don't you start us off? What were your first impressions about seeing that Doctor Strange was going to get his own movie and stuff?
So like before it came out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
How hyped were you? Like what?
What do you know about Doctor Strange before going into this movie?
So I've always been a comic book fan. I've known about Doctor Strange for many years just because he's an older character. I've always thought Benedict Cumberbatch was literally the perfect person to play him. I was just kind of waiting for them to officially announce because like there's been so much fan art since like there was a rumor back in like 2013. There was a rumor before he was officially announced, and like someone literally just slapped the goatee on him, and I was like, that's Doctor Strange right there. I mean, like, I was hyped, but like I also never go into movies like with too much expectations, like, and I
As
definitely
you should.
Yeah, like, and I was definitely going in thinking that it's gonna be another Marvel movie, and they haven't let me down too much, so I was excited.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Gabbs?
I'm not a big comic book fan. I just know the movies, and I know an extent of the Marvel universe. Like, I knew who Doctor Strange was primarily because of I think it's Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 that he was put into.
I think he was on that one, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't remember him being in the original Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So there's that. Me and my brother played it a lot, and we never played him. So there's that. But I just remember from him asking my brother, "Who is Doctor Strange?" He just told me that he's like one of the most important characters in the comics. So there's that.
He is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, not necessarily. Like, yes, he is, but also like just his title is very important in the
Yeah,
comics.
he's the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yes.
So there's that. And then I heard about this movie,
Powerful.
and I heard that everyone wanted Benedict Cumberbatch to be Sorcerer Supreme, and they got him to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, so this might actually be really good. And yeah, and we watched the movie. And now I'm
Yeah.
here.
So
And then how about you?
I've been a decent comic fan throughout my entire life. Like I've mentioned this before, but I've only read 2 full series. Like every issue of everything, pretty much every volume, everything. I've read Deadpool and Daredevil because they're my 2 favorite superheroes.
Oh, okay.
And so yeah, I've read all of those, and actually I'm reading a bunch of one-shots right now. Like I actually just read The Killing Joke for the first time, and that was phenomenal.
Have you
But
read
anyway,
Civil War?
no, I haven't, but that's on my list. But anyway, I didn't really know that much about Doctor Strange. I knew that I used to play Marvel Ultimate Alliance a lot as a kid. I had that for the PSP, and I used to play that all the time.
Yeah.
And Doctor Strange was a playable character, and I always loved playing as him because he had the best powers.
Yeah.
And fuck you if you say otherwise, because he was amazing. Anyway, Doctor Strange, great character in that game. So I knew of his existence, and I knew like the general things about him, like what they put in his like character biography on the game, like. You know, his main villain was Mordo. He was the Sorcerer Supreme. He has all this cool shit that he does.
Yeah.
But I've never actually read any of the comics, so I've never really seen like the full extent of his character. But when I saw Benedict Cumberbatch was playing the role, I got interested because I was like, oh, he looks exactly like him. And then I started seeing the trailers and all the visuals and stuff like that, and I was like, this looks cool.
Yeah.
This looks like it's gonna be like a trippy mind bender.
Yeah.
And so I was decently hyped for the movie, and saw it tonight, and yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, an interesting note about Doctor Strange is his character throughout the comics has always been like that type of guy who's like he's always had more important things to do. Like he only really comes into the full universe when like something that's like gonna affect the entire universe is happening. Because like if it's not like broad or it's not like important, like he won't deal with it.
Right.
Because like he has too many other things to deal with. Because like he can travel to other multiverses and like pretty much like take care of problems there, and like so like if some small problem is going on Earth, like I don't like from my knowledge and like the comics I have read of Doctor Strange, and I've read not too many, but like here and there, like he never was really like the like Spider-Man level of like fighting crime on the streets type. Like he was always more like his problems were huge and like world affecting, universe affecting, multi-universe affecting, kind of like how this one was. Like this one was definitely like, and
Absolutely.
I think it's one of those things where like when I heard like when I started like realizing that they were gonna like within the movie like who the main bad guy was gonna be, like I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense, because like no way they would like just have some street level gang or there like or like someone like Doc Ock, you know, in Spider-Man, like just giving that like example like against this guy because he's got way bigger problems to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so we saw the movie, and I think we can all agree that we had a pretty good time.
Yeah, I loved it.
I loved it personally. Thought it was phenomenal.
I want to know who the visual effects artists were.
Yeah. So let's get into the positives about what we liked about this movie. First off, right off the bat, the visuals in this movie
Amazing.
are some of the best that I've ever seen
Yeah.
ever in a movie. Like this was take Inception and how good those visuals were, and like inject it with like the most like potent amount of steroids that exist in the world today, times 10, and you'll get this movie.
Yeah.
And it's like, holy shit!
Like I think my favorite part about the visuals was how like unnatural and natural everything looked.
It didn't look fake. Like that was what I loved about it.
At no point I was like, oh, more like stupid CGI. Like at every moment I was like, what the like, because like it would just freak me out and trip me out.
The
like,
first scene in when like she like hits him with her thumb in the forehead, my jaw hit the floor.
Oh,
Like I'm not kidding. If you looked at me when I was in the theater, like my mouth was like agape. It was so fucking
And
cool.
I will say this, one part that I really liked about it was, so you know, like the ghost of like that little kid.
Oh, like the astral
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
I loved how real looking that was, because like you could have easily been some crappy like green screen, like him next to his body, like, oh, I'm looking at my body right now, but it actually looked like it was very well done, very like translucent.
A
while
lot
also,
of a
like,
lot of detail was put into it. Yeah.
like, it really brought you like right back down to earth while sending you out into this like mind trip.
Yeah. It was. The visuals in this movie are like grade A plus.
Yeah.
Top notch, 10 out of 10 material in this movie.
I was thinking this on the way here actually when I was driving over. This is like a movie I would love to actually see in like with the VR headset, like because I think that would fuck you up even more.
Yeah.
Like because like you'd just be like everywhere around
Yeah, that
you.
and an IMAX too.
Oh,
IMAX would be a really cool experience with this
Yeah.
movie.
Like like it was just like something just surrounding you, like because it felt like that.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. What about you, Matt? Take a sip. Go ahead.
Take
Why,
a sip.
why not ask me while I'm taking a sip of my water? It's
Exactly.
perfect timing.
Of course.
So, from my understanding is that you two both really like this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For me, personally, this is probably my favorite Marvel movie. It's that fucking excellent.
Wow.
Yeah, like
Really?
I remember back in February when we did the Deadpool review. The Deadpool was my favorite
sorry.
one. No, this blows this one out of that blew that one out of the water. Like this is
The general consensus of our opinion is that Marvel has done it again.
Yes.
Like Marvel has crafted another
Can I
phenomenal origin story.
Can I ask just real quick? Like I know you just said like Deadpool is your favorite Marvel movie.
Mm-hmm.
Would you consider Deadpool a Marvel movie?
of course.
It's a Fox movie though.
It's still Marvel.
It's
still
a,
Marvel
it's a property. Yeah.
No, but I'm saying like the people who made it are a very different studio and very different visuals on like how to create a universe.
Does the
It's-
Marvel
it's
Marvel
still a
logo
Marvel
go?
logo.
Does a Marvel logo go in the front of the movie?
No, I know it's a Marvel character. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about like I mean more like from the MCU. Is this your top? Like
This is my top Marvel
Like-
movie overall.
okay, all right, no, because I was
And-
just like because
and if you-
Deadpool
and if you want
I
to
don't
consider-
consider Deadpool a Marvel movie. That's all.
And then if you put, I guess if you want to do it by that situation, then Doctor Strange would be my favorite one overall. And then in terms of Fox Marvel movies, it would be Deadpool.
Okay, no, because
So-
I personally separate the two. So
No, yeah, 'cause
that's,
they're not-
that's the
they're not
only
related.
That's
Yeah,
why
I
I
mean,
say.
it would-
Yeah.
That's why
You
I
could.
say it. Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah.
There's definitely different approaches to how
Yeah.
they handle
No, I get it.
characters with
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fox and Marvel. Yeah, it's a valid.
Okay.
valid
That's just like when you said that. Like I would have like, what was your favorite MCU movie before this?
Probably, maybe Avengers 2, maybe?
Age of Ultron.
Yeah, I really like that one. Either that or Winter Soldier.
Okay. Yeah. Winter Soldier was my top before.
Either
this.
one of those two, really. Those are both really good.
I would consider this top 3 for me now.
No, this is number one.
This is top 3 for me as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is a phenomenal movie.
This
Yeah.
is
All right, but anyway,
Because
we
it's
should probably
different.
talk about what we liked about it
Yeah,
instead of
sorry.
just praising
Yeah,
it.
Exactly.
So yeah, what were you saying that you liked about the movie?
literally everything. I don't know what to start with. Like Benedict Cumberbatch
Alright.
is perfect.
Oh, dude,
fucking
Benedict Cumberbatch in this movie is
So,
so good.
the supporting characters are terrific.
How about we
The
go?
visuals are out fucking insane. Arguably the best I've ever seen in a movie.
Absolutely.
How about we go character by character?
Character by character.
Okay.
All right,
So, what's
we'll,
your-
we'll start off with Doctor Strange because Doctor Strange is
Yeah.
hands down
Yeah.
the best character.
Or do you want
Oh,
to
yeah.
come to him
Because
last?
he is phenomenal in this movie.
Or should we talk about him last? Because
Let's get him
we have
over
so
with.
much to say.
I mean, we already just said it.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I
fine.
already said it. But
Alright,
Doctor Strange in this
yes.
movie, it's phenomenal. Benedict Cumberbatch gives a great, I feel it's a great mix between like Tony Stark,
A little bit of Bruce Banner.
a tad bit of Bruce Banner when it comes to like the intelligent talk. So like honestly, like a little bit of like all the Avengers, because like you got like the brashness of Thor a little bit in there, like the arrogance of Thor. You have the egotistical like douchebag of Tony Stark. You have the brains of Dr. Banner, and who else is an Avenger? That's
Hulk.
it. That's
The Captain America.
Temperamental.
Captain America, right? But not so much Captain America.
He has
I
some
would
leadership
think.
skills.
I would say the leadership.
I mean, yeah, I guess the leadership you could throw in
Because
there.
And also the
movie, he takes
sacrifice.
leadership.
Yeah, yeah.
Also the sacrifice of Captain America.
Yeah, that's-
Yeah, the
Captain America.
sacrifice of Captain America as
Captain
well.
America would take a bullet for anyone, and like Doctor Strange, technically speaking, like he pulled
Took
off
a bullet for the
like,
universe.
Yeah,
like-
literally, like he almost put himself through like
endless repetition.
yeah,
Shit,
endless like torture, like just for the universe. Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
I
I
think
can definitely
that's
see it when you put it into those terms.
yeah. I think he was absolutely amazing. Like I said, like visually speaking, he was Doctor Strange.
Yeah, exactly.
And-
it also helps that he looks exactly
Yeah.
like Doctor Strange.
Because
too,
like,
so.
cause like that's the thing. Like you can take any character. I mean, technically, like, from my point of view, like Mark Ruffalo doesn't really look like Bruce Banner to me, but like the character, like his portrayal is Bruce Banner, but like just the visual of him doesn't. But when you go to like someone like Tony Stark with Robert Downey Jr., that's Iron Man. That's Tony Stark right there. Like with Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch is Doctor Strange. Like I don't know how like it's like just mind blowing considering Doctor Strange has looked the same for so many years. Like how like literally just an actor right as they're building this MCU like pops up and becomes this big time actor, and so, like, everyone's like, hey, you ever slap a goatee on him and like think about like he looks exactly like Doctor Strange, like. But it's not just the visuals, like he gave a great performance as him, like
Absolutely.
because you didn't seem like it was forced, and it didn't seem like any part of him was being rushed.
Can we also talk about about his accent? Because like every time I see him talk, he's a very thick British accent, and this I did not pick up that at all.
No,
it's
not at all.
It's perfect.
He had
Yeah,
a very,
no, yeah,
he had a
he's
very tempered
and that also
voice.
helps that he's just a great actor in general.
Yeah.
Like I could tell, like he definitely pulls off that American accent,
Yeah.
but it also helps that he's also, like even when he's using his regular accent, he's just a phenomenal actor, just in
Yeah.
general.
Yeah.
So it's no surprise. Oh, whoopsie.
Yeah, watch the wire.
Okay, but as I was saying, like it helps. It's no surprise that he could definitely pull off an American accent as good as this one.
I loved his voice in this. It was very like calming, like because like that is what Doctor Strange is, like because no matter the situation, he always seemed like he was like very like I can handle this, like
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
I got this shit.
like,
I got it, guys.
It never seemed like he was like really yelling or like really like screaming like out of his mind. Like it was always like, all right, like let's do like I'll see what this happens right
Yeah.
now, like that. I liked his performance on that level.
And I was also really surprised about like the amount of like comedy chops he had.
Yeah.
Because Benedict Cumberbatch never struck me as like a comedic actor. Like, he's always
Sherlock
done
is-
like Sherlock or
Sherlock can have some funny moments.
yeah, it's got funny moments, but like it's mostly a dramatic affair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's always done very dramatic roles and stuff like that. But seeing him in this, where he has like a couple of decent jokes, like in this movie, it's like he's kind of a funny guy.
He
Like,
has some good comedic timing.
yeah, and he can also
definitely.
sing too.
Yeah,
Like
he
I don't know,
can.
Benedict Cumberbatch can sing. Like he did that
Yeah.
one Pink Floyd song with Pink Floyd.
Yeah, he's,
Like that was cool as hell.
yeah, he's a very interesting
He's a
actor.
very
like,
well-rounded, talented
Yeah.
guy, and I definitely shows in this movie.
like,
Let's
talk about.
I want to talk about Tilda Swinton for a little bit
Yeah.
because Tilda Swinton is magical with anything she's in.
Yes.
And
I
literally
love
any
her.
any movie Tilda Swinton's in, I will watch it because I adore that woman.
I never.
And she was like no qualms one of the second best performance in this movie, I think.
I never once like when she was announced as to be the ancient one. Thank you. I could knock out the word ancient. I wasn't nervous at all. So many people were like, "Oh, the ancient one's supposed to be a guy." Like, oh, like so many people got upset. Like, and I was like, so she's gonna give a great performance. Like, it's not like she's gonna like freaking hone it in and be like I'm the ancient one. Like she's gonna give a very good performance. She's a great actress. Give her a chance. Like. I never like people when they like immediately like throw someone off the bus of like being a character. So it's like just because they don't match your like oh, I've been reading every single comic my entire life and they don't match the exact like look, like so like
Yeah, I mean,
this is a different time when that comic was created, like, and this is a whole new universe. I can't speak tonight. Sorry, universe. Like,
I mean, classic example. Look at Heath Ledger and the Joker.
Yeah,
Like there were
exactly.
online petitions and websites dedicated to not having him be the Joker, and he won an Oscar.
every single
Like,
time a Batman is announced, they like ridicule him. When
Yeah, even Ben Affleck, and
Yeah.
Ben Affleck is arguably the best on-screen Batman, in my opinion. But
who do you consider?
I've only seen bits and pieces of Michael Keaton, and I've seen all of Christian Bale.
it used to be Michael Keaton. Now, in my personal opinion, it's Ben Affleck. But because Christian Bale was just like too much. Like he didn't have that like imposing like Kevin Conroy is Batman. Like Kevin Conroy has the perfect Batman voice. Close second is Bruce Greenwood, but like Kevin Conroy's Batman, and Christian Bale just did the whole like that kind of like it doesn't suit Batman
Adam West.
or Adam West. Adam West is
West.
great as Batman too. But anyway,
Adam West.
Tilda Swinton in this
Yeah.
movie.
She was
Great.
fantastic.
It's the part when she was like astral projecting and looking at like that scenic landscape of New York and it was snowing.
was beautiful.
Like she broke my heart. Like
Yo.
straight up, she just shattered
And
my heart into a million pieces.
The visuals of that scene alone were just amazing to me. When it was showing the lightning like slowly
Yeah,
come down,
I
I literally
so
was looking
good.
at that like, whoa, like, because it's so interesting to think that like she's slowing down a moment, and like I think there was a great visual of how fast like helicopter like propellers go, like it's going like this while the lightning is going faster than it. And so I'm like wow, they actually really thought about like real timing of that, like, you know, like even though she's slowing it down, like propeller is gonna be a lot slower than lightning, and like that over there is gonna be a lot slower than propellers, you know, like I really liked that about it. And like
she mentioned that she slowed it down to 1,000th of a second.
Yeah, it's insane.
So
Like
cool.
Like
It's so awesome.
like, but I also thought that was like a great way for like such a spiritual character to pass away. Like
So like technically within that, if it's 1,000th of a second, then that conversation was probably one of the fastest on-screen conversations that have ever taken place.
yeah, exactly. yeah.
Chiwetel Ejiofor, I think that's how you say his name. He was also great.
Oh, yeah,
as Baron
I
Mordo.
I cannot
And
pronounce
like,
his name.
You just call him Baron.
I'm just gonna call him. Let's call him Baron.
Yeah.
So like, well, if I address the actor, I'll call him like CE. How's that? I'll just call him by his initials. So, CE is like a very like he's a classically trained like Shakespearean actor who's like he's been in movies like 12 Years a Slave and like was he in Selma? No, I don't think he was in Selma. But he's been in like a lot of like high profile.
No.
Chill.
You assume.
Shut up.
You
You know what
assume
happens when you assume?
Yeah.
Make an ass out
Yeah.
of him.
Fuck you.
You go fuck yourself.
But anyway, my point being, he's been in a lot of very critically acclaimed, Oscar-nominated, classically acted drama movies, and then he signs up for this superhero role, and he could have just phoned it in. Like, he could have straight up just been like, "This script is stupid. I have to say words like dark dimension and mad and sorcerer supreme and stuff like that. I have to say those words, and I could have just phoned it in and gotten the paycheck."
That's kind of like
no.
Tilda Swinton.
He actually provided a layer of depth to what?
Yeah, that's like Tilda Swinton. Like she could have just
Yeah, like that's exactly.
She could have
She's
read
like Tilda
just right
Swinton.
off the script.
Really any actor in that movie
Yeah.
that even better than Cumberbatch.
I mean, because like a thing that you have to remember, like why I really like a lot of the acting in the Marvel universe, like and like in some aspects of like any superhero movie when it's actually well performed, is the fact that like those actors really have to believe what they're saying.
Yeah, and they care about the source material.
Exactly.
Which is why you see like Tony Stark reading Tony Stark. So you see like Robert Downey Jr. reading like Iron Man comics and stuff like that.
Because it's like
And you get
Because they care.
And you get Brie Larson with what's her name? What's it gonna be?
Miss
With
Captain Marvel.
With Captain Marvel, and like one of the first pictures of her on like her Twitter is just like her reading.
like that shows dedication to the role.
because it's like
It could be just she could be doing it for show, but I'm sure like she'll.
because you can read anything off
of
a script, but like in order to really show the audience that like you believe what you're saying, like even though like you're just like going green scene and CGI, like pushing something out of the air, like you have to believe it and you have to really like make it seem like
and
you
he
are
added such a
making that.
layer of depth to his character and actually contributed to character development and it made his performance seem believable. So when he said shit like dark dimension and sorcerer supreme, like there was actual emotional weight behind his voice instead of his performance.
I liked how the movie very much broke him down into like what ends up happening like at the end. Like it wasn't
he's a by the books kind of guy.
It wasn't like all of a sudden they're just like oh, she broke the rules. Oh no, like I'm out. You know, like it was truly like he had dedicated his entire life to this practice.
He stands for what he believes in.
Yeah, and like all of a sudden like he's just looked in the face and shown the fact that he's been lied to.
Yeah, like literally all of the rules that he's been following his entire life have been shattered right before his very eyes, and he's just like, I don't want to do this shit
He can't
anymore.
accept it. Like
He's like, I don't want to do this shit anymore.
Yeah, like it's insane to really think about that, because I mean you think anything, like if any part of your reality gets shattered like that, like excuse me, your spirit gets broken, you know, like that. And like he definitely seemed like that in that final scene. Like you saw like his mind like gone almost, like how could she have done that? Like, you know, like she believed it so much, like, you know, like, and she taught it so well, like how can she break her own rules? And that was insane. Like, and I thought that was a great way to transition into future movies and future universe. Yeah.
Who else was pretty good? Oh, Wong. Benedict Wong as Wong was pretty good in this movie.
Yeah, he was awesome. I loved his little character clip with Benedict.
Yeah, it was really cool to see him in like a main role because he's usually in like character roles. Like he's a character actor.
Yeah.
He plays sometimes he plays like token Asian guy.
Yeah.
But like in this movie, it was really cool to see him like get a lot of screen time and like actual character development and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that was really cool to see, and it really shows like Benedict Wong has some pretty decent acting chops and stuff like that. So I really like seeing him have a layer of depth to his character as well.
Yeah. Rachel McAdams.
Rachel McAdams was.
I liked her storyline.
Like Rachel McAdams is a beautiful woman. So like anytime she's on screen, I'll just be like, all right. But like in this movie, she's kind of just like there.
Yeah, but I did like her relationship with Benedict Cumberbatch, and I like
I
like how they left it off. I like how they left it off where it wasn't like that natural, like like the love triangle or like that love story in comic book movies. Like they really said like they kind of made it applied that like he's got bigger fish to fry. Like he's got all this stuff to do. He doesn't have time. Like
that
he
was
loves
one of
her.
my favorite parts.
Like they're in love. Yeah, they could easily just have it like where she lives at the sanctum with him, and they like she's making cookies while he's off saving the universe, some shit like that. But like it was really that idea like I love you, but do you see what I gotta deal with right now?
She also wasn't the damsel in distress.
Yes, I liked that. Like because they could have done that in the one scene, and they didn't. They made it where she was purely just kind of like
she was actually helping.
Like she was helping, and she was making things happen.
Going back to what you were saying before about like the I got bigger fish to fry thing, that was one of my favorite parts of the movie. That had to be like my top 3 like favorite parts of the movie because they were about to do like that whole like generic like, babe, I gotta go and save the world, and then leans in for the kiss. Yeah. No, she like kissed him on the cheek and then walked away. I was like, thank you. I was like
more power to you.
I was like, that is fucking phenomenal. I was like, that is how you do it, boys.
Because it was one of those things where like she probably still had a lot of trust issues with him. She probably still like really didn't know how she felt about him.
Thank you.
Like
she
has no clue what's going on.
Yeah,
exactly.
He had just thrown all this information in her face. A rational person wouldn't know what to do, wouldn't know what to say, would just be like, okay, you have to go. Like, good luck. Like,
it's not like kiss on the cheek.
Like no rational person would be like, I love you, and like jump into their arms. Like that's not how reality works. And I like how they almost put that bit of like real world in this such like fictional movie.
Yeah, and that's what I didn't like about Peggy Carter in the Captain America movies. Because like he's about to go save the world and shit, and like they finally kiss and stuff like that, and it was like, okay, like that's in every other movie like ever, ever made, where like a badass hero has to go save the world, and like his broad is just like, oh, let me give you a kiss before you go, and they kiss, and then he goes off or whatever. In this movie, like they completely subvert that, and I was like,
I like how they left it open ended to the idea that like she could come back, she might not. They might not even have a romantic relationship when she comes back. Like it could purely be like they're friends.
Yeah, and they did it in such a way where it's like you don't care.
It's open ended. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It's like it doesn't matter.
Like if in the next movie she's in it, you're like, oh, that's cool. That's a nice callback. Like if he brings or if he's hurt again and has to go to her, that's a nice little callback. But it's not like they're like she's in the next one because they're gonna be fucking. Like they're gonna make little sorcerer babies. Like no, like
and they knew this movie was about Doctor Strange and just Doctor Strange, not Doctor Strange's love with Christine or it's Christine or Stephanie. Christine, right? It's not Doctor Strange's love with Christine. It's about Doctor Strange himself. It's about him, his training, and how he has to save the world from Mads Mikkelsen.
That was my biggest problem.
Speaking of Mads Mikkelsen,
just one sec. Like, just speaking, like, kind of think about that. Like, that was one of the biggest problems with Iron Man 3. Like, they thrust Gwyneth Paltrow in like this position of like she's apparently so much more, like, it's so much more connected. And I think they did that from the beginning. Like, or in the first movie, she was the perfect character of just like the assistant, maybe there's a little something more, like you never know, like leaving it open-ended. But like then they thrust her in like you're the main love interest, like you love him to death, and then like all of a sudden like it's like, oh, now you have powers. And it's like, wait, what? No, like why are you giving Gwyneth Paltrow powers? Like and so like when they kind of just said like she's a doctor, there's nothing really special about her, like she does her job.
She's just a good ass doctor.
Yeah, she's just a good doctor. Like it's not like we're gonna make her some amazing person. Like she's just a doctor who works in a hospital and has this guy who might be Sorcerer Supreme, but like that's interesting, it's a very interesting way to take that away from the traditional, like you said, the traditional hero goes off with the broad in his arms and blowing up shit on the way,
What were you guys' thoughts on Mads Mikkelsen?
The main villain?
Granted, he didn't get that much screen time, but I liked him a lot.
He didn't get much dialogue, which I was upset about.
But you still understand what he was trying to do.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I feel if that gets across, and it's fine.
Yeah. He felt like a henchman while also being the main bad
Well, he
guy.
definitely was a henchman.
Yeah, no, he was.
a henchman.
No, I know, but I'm saying
He felt like the head
that was
henchman.
Yeah.
interesting. You know, like he felt like the main bad guy while also like you're like he's part of something bigger though. You know, like he's definitely not the main dude.
Yeah, in my opinion, he's just like serviceable.
Yeah.
He's a serviceable villain because he checks off all like the villain requirements on the form. You know what I mean?
Casino Royale.
He's like, so.
I'm saying good. I'm saying it was a good villain in that.
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying he did the same thing. I'm trying to hand you something here.
He checks off all. He checks off all like the requirements on the villain application form. Like evil, has a clear, distinct motivation.
Yeah.
Hates Doctor Strange.
Well, I mean,
Finito. Sign here.
He
Like,
doesn't really care about him until like he actually like fights him.
well,
which
he
is
doesn't particularly like him, or else he wouldn't be trying to kill him.
no. But I'm saying like he's not like it starts off like where I will say this. So like my main point about him, like I loved how they just kind of like threw his storyline at you in the first scene. Like no background, no like showing him in training, you know, with Tilda Swinton, and then like him being like, what is this? You know, like just yep, he's already betrayed her. Yep, he's already going off to. He already believes in Dormammu and like wants to follow that path. And then like when Doctor Strange enters, he's like, oh, you're gonna try to stop me. All right, now we're gonna fight. You know, it's like it wasn't like his main villain was Doctor Strange. You know, like it wasn't like that. It wasn't like they had some past together. You know, like made them.
Well, I know. I'm just
Kinda like
saying
how
he just
they're-
doesn't like him.
No. I know, but
That's
I'm
all-
saying.
that's all I'm
I'm
saying.
saying that's what Mortimer is gonna be in.
Oh yeah.
In the next one. That's
yeah,
what
that's
I
what
like.
Mordo's gonna be. But I'm just saying, like, he just doesn't like Doctor Strange.
I know. I'm just saying.
All right. Anyway, what else did we like about the movie? Now that
I
we got all the performances out of the way.
I loved. Well, I mean, kind of going back to CGI and performance, I loved Dormammu.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Like,
cool.
Like I loved how he wasn't like a huge part of it, but also you could tell like
He's hinted that there's probably gonna be more with him though.
yeah.
And I'm
You
totally
can tell he's
okay
not
with it.
gone.
Totally
But
okay with it.
Dormammu, if you also no, it was basically like the magic version of Galactus or even Thanos. If that's the case. Yeah, he's really cool too because he's also in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and he's cool because he can make like black holes that hurt people. He goes like, ooh, and does like, a huge amount of damage. That's what he does. He's just like, ooh, and then, like a huge black hole. Get over here.
I think my favorite part about him was the fact that Doctor Strange knew he couldn't beat him. He knew he wasn't power enough.
Yeah, he was just
so
straight up like, I can't
bargained
beat
with
this
him.
shit, yeah.
He bargained with him, which was my favorite part.
Yeah,
like
the
I
ending
was
really
like, that's
fun.
Yeah,
so
the ending was
smart.
really good.
I was like, that's so smart. Like,
Annoy him until you get what you want.
yeah, exactly.
Kind of sounds like me.
Yeah, it's like you just started training not that long ago. You were not
Was
that
he?
powerful.
By the
Like,
way, we never got a real sense of time of how long he was there for.
I'm guessing months. That's what.
Well,
I
it doesn't
kinda
really
got a sense
matter,
of.
though.
I'm not guessing years.
I kind of want to know though, because like if that whole conversation was like maybe a couple seconds, and how long was the fucking movie?
No, but like I mean, I'm guessing he was only training for maybe like I kind of guess under a year. Like I didn't get the sense that he had been there for years, mainly because his connection with Rachel McAdams, it seemed like it hadn't been like forever, but it also had been a long time.
Like she questioned how long, just like the amount of time he's been away from her.
yeah, but
Like
it
oh,
wasn't.
you've been gone for so long, but how long?
Yeah. No, but like I liked how it was like implied that he's not Sorcerer Supreme yet, so he doesn't have all this ultimate universe power. He's like, but you know what I can do? I can manipulate this time. That's not a factor in your world, so I'm gonna go fuck with you.
Also,
Like-
also, I'm using an Infinity Stone right now.
Oh yeah. Oh, I loved how they kind of just threw that at you. They didn't like. That was such a perfect moment.
Yeah, it was just
Like,
kind of like
oh.
a, by the way, it's an
an
Infinity
Infinity
Stone.
Stone.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's like,
whoa.
oh,
I was like,
It's
oh,
like,
that's
you
the
gotta be
stake. The
careful.
stakes have just
Oh,
been raised, bro.
Wait a minute.
You gotta be careful holding an Infinity
Whoa.
Stone. Just like
Someone's gonna need those later on. I wonder,
Uh,
like that's the one thing because whenever they mention Infinity Stones, like I know he's got one, I think.
Who? Thanos?
Thanos.
He has none.
He has none.
Yes, none.
So yeah, that's my thing. Like, how is he gonna get them all if he does?
He's
If
gonna fuck
can.
up people's days.
Well, well, here's the thing. He's gonna get the one that was
The
held
Tesseract.
back.
'Cause it was
The
moving.
Tesseract.
The Tesseract was already broken down. Tesseract's
Yeah.
now in Vision.
No, it's the yellow one.
No, that's the Mind Stone.
Oh, sorry, that's right. Sorry, that was in Loki's staff. I'm mixing
Yeah.
those up. No, I think he's gonna get the one that was the red one, whatever that was. That was brought to the Collector.
That was purple, wasn't it?
That was the purple.
Oh, was that purple?
Yeah.
No, but I thought because in Thor: Dark World wasn't it red?
No, I don't think
Oh.
so.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm
No,
just...
the
no.
Guardians of the Galaxy was purple. Remember?
No, but I'm talking about Thor: The Dark World, the
You
one that
mentioned-
was in
you said
that.
No, but you
Yeah.
said the collector. So
Yeah.
The
one-
Collector was in Thor: The Dark World, in the after scene. Did you guys not see the after scene of Thor: The Dark World?
See, I try to erase Thor: The Dark
Okay.
World from my mind. So
The Thor: The Dark World, because the Tesseract is on Asgard, the Thor's friends were like, we can't have more than one Infinity Stone in the same place.
Yeah, that's right,
So they
yeah.
brought the red one to the Collector,
Oh, true.
But-
And that's how we knew about it in Guardians of the Galaxy.
and that's why he wanted the next one. Yeah, so I think,
See,
so I
Thor 2
think,
is a good
so I
movie,
think
it makes
Thanos.
sense.
So either I think Collector is working for Thanos, and so maybe Thanos has the red one. Like he might be serving him like for money, because like Thanos is all powerful. It's like, well, I mean, all powerful. That means all money, you know. Like, but
More
like,
money, more bitches.
yeah. So like, I think that he was maybe getting the next stone for Thanos in Guardians of the Galaxy. I think he was almost gonna not betray Gamora, but like I can just give her this little bit of money, and I'm gonna get all this power in return because Thanos is gonna protect it. You know, like, so like, that's how I think it
You're
was.
saying
but-
Gamora's gonna go back to go with her? Like,
No, I'm saying, you know how she made the deal with the Collector to sell the stone to him?
Yeah.
I'm saying, what's this little bit of money if I'm gonna have the most powerful being in the world, like, and he's gonna have 2 stones because I already gave him one.
Oh.
You know, like that's how at least I saw it. But yeah, so there's the red one, which I forget. I think that's the reality.
the one
Then
you just mentioned was in Thor: The Dark World.
the red one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
The
purple
blue,
one.
the blue one was the Loki's staff. The purple one's
well,
in
that's
Guardians
now
of-
yellow on Vision.
No, the yellow one's
In Vision's
Yeah, but that
head.
wasn't from the Tesseract.
No, it wasn't from the Tesseract. It was in a staff. It
Where's
was
the blue
it was
one, then?
broken, and inside was the yellow one. It
So
was,
the blue one had the yellow one in it.
Yeah. Did you not see? You literally just
No.
said how you liked Age of Ultron the most, and that
I
was
don't-
in Age of
I
Ultron.
don't remember that part.
It's literally what's his name? Ultron breaks the staff, and inside is the yellow one, and he's gonna create Vision.
I'll watch it again. I haven't watched
Yeah.
it since.
Like you just said how that was your favorite. Like that's the main part about it.
All right, I
Yeah,
don't know. I
sorry,
don't know.
so
I don't know
yellow-
all the scenes to all my favorite movies, Nick. I apologize for that.
Okay.
I'm sorry then. No, but they have 4 so far. Guardians of the Galaxy is probably gonna have the next. They're saying.
Hey, remember we were doing a Doctor Strange review?
Yes, I remember that. But
So
so
can we
Doctor
continue
Strange
with
has
Doctor
the
Strange review?
Infinity Stone. Okay.
Okay,
Don't
cool.
like. It's not the first time we were sidetracked, dude.
I do like the one after scene.
Oh, with Thor?
You mean
Yeah,
like
with Thor.
Yeah, with Thor.
one or
that's pretty
both of them? Because both of them are pretty good.
Well,
Yeah.
the one set up the next movie.
Yeah.
That wasn't like because that's not gonna be for a long time. Like they haven't even.
Which is a
announced.
shame.
Yeah, which it really is because like they've already set up the amount of movies that are gonna be coming out in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
And like Doctor
Until
Strange.
Infinity War.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
insane. Like
And Benedict Cumberbatch is going to be in that one.
in Infinity War.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been confirmed for I don't know how long they made his contract for.
I think he's in it for one more solo movie.
Did he say is that?
Yeah,
might
that's what
be
it says. It's one more solo movie, but he's allowed to like make appearances in other ones.
Yeah.
So it's like,
That's kind of like.
which I think he's going to be in Ragnarok now.
Yeah, I
Con-
wonder what,
considering
I wonder
with
how big his
the-
character will
the-
be.
Oh, he's definitely in it. Like you can't just say, "Oh, I'm gonna help," but like
I wonder how big his
not
character will be.
like be in the movie.
I almost
Even if
think-
he's in it for like 5 minutes, you
Hmm.
know.
I almost think that might be how they get to Planet Hulk. Like now that I think about it, he might be able to bring them to Planet, or that might be where Hulk is, and so he brings Thor there to get him. That might or something like that. You know, like that'd be very interesting to find out like how he's gonna play into like that whole story. But I
True.
wonder where Odin is. That's the other question.
Oh, he's
Well,
dead.
that's the whole.
He's
plot
not dead,
of,
apparently.
That's the plot of Thor Ragnarok.
No,
is
but-
finding them and
But
also
I
where
did.
Loki is.
Well, it's interesting because they had never really talked about what the plot of Thor Ragnarok was gonna be, and it's now interesting to know that's what it's gonna be. Like,
I think if you just like, isn't it like the whole part, like the whole thing with the ending of Thor: The Dark World is that like Loki disguised himself as Odin?
I thought he killed him. That's the thing.
No, he's missing.
Yeah, apparently. I thought he killed him. Like, I thought Loki betrayed him.
I
and
heard
killed
that
him.
I got from that scene that he's just missing. 'Cause
Well,
they wouldn't-
here's
they
the
wouldn't
thing,
just,
like-
because he wouldn't just kill him off screen. Like that'd be
True.
stupid.
No, but like here's the thing, like Thor doesn't know that like Loki could have killed him and just took his place, but like Thor doesn't know if he's dead or not, so he could just be looking for a dead body.
That's true, but why would they kill him off screen?
I don't know.
Well, actually, I just thought.
I
Of
mean, it'd be
something.
pretty ballsy,
Yeah,
give it
if
at that.
they managed to
but-
pull it off, that'd be pretty great. But like,
Yeah.
I'd rather see it actually happen.
Yeah.
I just thought of something. They pulled a Ant-Man after credit scene move. You know the Ant-Man after credit scene where it's
It
Winter
shows the Wasp.
Soldier.
Oh.
Oh no, the Winter Soldier one.
Oh yeah.
Where like how it actually happened. That's actually in the middle of Civil War. That's gonna happen in the middle of Thor Ragnarok because Thor doesn't know that Loki betrayed Odin yet. So that's gonna be the beginning part of Thor.
I can see it.
Yeah, I just thought about that, like how like that's actually gonna be in the middle. Like he's gonna go get help from Doctor Strange then.
I can see it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what we didn't like about Doctor Strange.
Like the very minor things.
I have one problem with this movie,
I have like
two nitpicks.
two
like
nitpicks really.
My first problem with this movie is that like it's an origin story, so like I get it. Like that's not a flaw or anything.
Mhm.
But like it felt like the first like act of the movie, like it was just trying to like rush him getting to Nepal.
I thought it was just nice timing and everything.
I don't know, like I feel like with me, like I felt like it was a little rushed because like they barely like I feel like it could have used a little bit more like character development with Doctor Strange and Christine and everything. But like they just like kind of just rushed it, it felt like they were rushing him trying to get to Nepal and like learn all the magic and shit. I feel like that could have benefited from like a longer runtime. Like there's
I think the 2 hours was like perfect enough though.
I mean it was fine. It's just felt a little rushed in the beginning.
Actually, I agreed with that until the second after credit scene because I didn't like how they kind of threw in what's his name, who plays that. Benjamin Bratt. That's who Benjamin Bratt was.
Bratt, yeah.
I just thought it.
That's what I was like. I was like, who the hell's Benjamin Bratt for?
But
Like I thought I knew. Like, he was wasn't he the cop in Catwoman?
he's been in a lot of things.
I think he's the cop.
Catwoman.
Yeah, the Halle Berry one. He was like the main love interest
might
in
have
the
been.
cop.
Oh, I just saw him in like a war movie. That's
He's
how
been
I
in a
know him.
lot. He's
Yeah.
always like a side character.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
he
was also in that one show.
I always
Was
he-
he on a show?
Yeah, he was on a show at
I
one
don't
point.
remember.
I don't remember the show. I think it was like Fringe, or no, Leverage or something. I don't remember.
know.
It was one of those like TNT shows.
Yeah.
But they're all the same. But like,
Well, I thought it was really weird how they kind of just threw him in at the beginning there, like, and like that was how Doctor Strange was gonna find the
I
place
mean, like you need like a
Kathmandu.
point of reference.
No, I know, but like it was also like I kind of wished like because in some versions of Doctor Strange, like he finds out about like he goes to different places and tries different Eastern medicines before he finds like the ancient one, which like I thought kind of is like Benjamin Bratt pretty much did his job for him. Like he's the one who went to the different places
Yeah.
and like found that.
Yeah.
Which was kind of like, which was interesting, and I thought he was thrown in until the last scene when like he had his powers taken away, which was really cool as well. And I want to see how that plays out. But like I agreed with that until that happened because I was like, wait, why did they just kind of rush Benjamin Bratt in and then like kind of take him out, you know? Like
I hope that's not the case. Where like the whole part of the second movie is just like him taking away his powers.
taking away different powers.
I mean, like CE taking away like Doctor Strange's powers. 'Cause I always hated that in movies where like the villain takes away the guy like the hero's powers and like it's the hero's job to get those powers back. I feel like it's very cliche.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah,
what you mean.
at this point,
For like a sequel movie.
yeah.
I mean, like it'd be interesting.
Spider-Man 2? Who said that? Anyway,
That was Amazing Spider-Man 2 or just
No,
no,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
no, yeah,
Tobey
I
Maguire
know what you
Spider-Man.
mean.
Yeah.
It was just like, but also like, you also got to think how far down the line Doctor Strange 2 is gonna be. Like, are people still gonna remember that? You know, like.
I'm pretty sure like they're not. It's not gonna be like that far down the line.
But still, like, I wonder where they're gonna.
They could put it in anywhere.
True.
Like, dude, any month is open season. Any month without a superhero movie is open
True.
season. So like,
They threw Spider-Man Homecoming in and like they didn't even like have an idea of where that was gonna be. They didn't even know they were gonna make that movie.
True.
yeah, and it's coming out in like
It's
coming out in like the summer
And
too.
it's
so
coming out next year.
It's a big
July.
ass it's a
Yeah,
big ass
and then-
release date.
And, like
July.
as soon as like they got the okay to put him in Civil War, like hey, let's make a movie with him too.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for it after this
Oh,
point.
yeah,
After
wait.
Civil War, I'm
Wait,
all
was
for
he-
it.
I'm just saying like it's not like a big deal if it's not listed because it might happen still.
Wait, was Spider-Man Homecoming approved before Civil War? Was
No, I think it was after.
Okay. I didn't know.
I think it was like the week or two after Civil War.
Well, I
They
mean,
do
it had
that.
to be in the works for a
They
little
do
bit because
that
you
a
don't
lot.
just think of a movie
I
like
think,
that.
I think, like,
yeah,
I think
of
like, they had
course.
like a script and like the guys already done that they wanted, so they put Spider-Man to see how he would work. Because if this Spider-Man didn't work, then like they wouldn't have greenlit the movie.
It's very interesting to think though that this is the last year that there's only gonna be 2 Marvel movies a year. Like in the next years.
There's only been 2 Marvel movies a year.
Yeah. This year was.
Deadpool, Civil War.
Well, no.
Oh, like MCU.
MCU,
Oh, okay,
MCU,
yeah, okay,
MCU.
that makes sense.
Yeah, because.
But yeah, they usually do like around like one summer and one
yeah,
winter, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that
and
like their
starting
thing?
next year, it's gonna be
It's gonna be
spring,
spring,
summer,
summer,
winter.
Oh, I'm so okay with that.
Yeah,
It's like-
Because it's gonna be Guardians, Spider-Man,
Thor.
and Thor.
And if we're
Wait,
counting
wait,
Fox, if we're counting Fox,
Wait, is
then
Thor
Logan
first
too.
or is Guardian first?
Guardians first.
Guardians
Okay.
first. Guardians is
Oh,
summer.
true. Because they already came out the trailer. we're
Yeah,
talking
because
about.
Thor also came out in the winter. Because Thor
Yeah.
Dark World came out in the winter
Yeah.
when it came out. So.
And then the year after that, I think it's the first Infinity War.
No, that's
Ant-Man.
one.
I thought Infinity War was
that's
2019.
No, that's one movie now, and it's also 2019.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's one movie now?
It's one movie now.
Oh, interesting.
So it's Infinity War, Ant-Man, and
No, I thought
think
it was
Captain
no,
Marvel.
Ant-Man 2 is 2018.
I thought it was no.
Well, that
2018
would be
is Black
2018.
Panther and Captain Marvel, I think.
no, Ant-Man's
No,
coming out right
Ant-Man's
after.
2018, right?
Yeah,
I think
that-
they might be Black Panther and Ant-Man
Ant-Man.
and Wasp.
Well, it makes
Wait.
sense because 3 movies.
so it's 2019 Captain Marvel then?
2019, I thought.
That'd be Captain Marvel.
2019 is Infinity War.
2019
and
is
probably
definitely
Captain
Infinity.
Marvel.
Because
And she could make an appearance in Infinity War.
well,
too.
she's been
I think she is.
confirmed for the first one. She's making her debut in Infinity War.
But,
There-
So-
she's
so
doing the
she's-
Wonder Woman effect, where like she's in.
oh, so she's
Yeah.
debuting in Infinity
Yes,
War, and then
yes,
she's getting her own
yes,
movie like
yes.
same year.
No.
No, probably the year after.
Probably the
So
year
after. I think
the
the
Wonder
year.
Woman effect.
Because
Yeah.
because well, kind of like the Black Panther effect or like the Spider-Man effect.
Well,
gets,
yeah,
gets
he-
put in a big group movie and then. it's
I'm
gonna
just
get
saying that because
solo.
Batman vs Superman came first, and she was not
Oh,
the
true,
second one.
true.
So.
But yeah, no, she's getting debuted in Infinity War.
Okay.
But that'll be interesting to see how that plays out now. Now that-
Absolutely.
Remember we were doing a Doctor Strange review?
Yeah. Oh, one point I wanted to make. A lot of the places that Doctor Strange went to reminded me a lot of the microverse. That
Oh, in
Ant-Man. In Ant-Man. I want to know if they play
Yeah,
around
that
with
did.
that.
Yeah, reminded me of that too.
I
Yeah,
wanna-
especially the Dark Dimension where it looked like all the atoms.
Yeah,
I was
wanna-
like,
Isn't it
I'm getting Ant-Man vibes.
Isn't
from
it like
it.
a thing where just like if you go smaller and smaller, you end up be like in the universe, like somewhere in the universe, and like come like shrinking, like it's like that kind of thing. Like,
Is that what it was?
Well, like it's like the whole thing about that is like if you go smaller than an atom, it's like
Where are you? You know? Yeah.
like that. It's like an entirely new like realm of existence.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Well,
want to
Because
know.
an atom is the
It'd be-
smallest particle
yeah,
of
it'd
matter.
be interesting
So
if
like
they
if you
go
go
to it.
if you go smaller than the smallest particle of matter, it's like you're in an entirely new pocket
Yeah.
dimension.
Because if Doctor Strange meets Ant-Man
I just
in-
wanna- oh,
in
sorry.
Infinity War, it'd be interesting if Doctor Strange helps them find what's her name's mom in the microverse.
Wasp Bomb.
Oh,
Wasp's
Wasp's mom.
mom.
Yeah,
It'd
yeah,
be
that'd be
interesting.
I
cool.
bet,
as
I bet
hell.
that's a thing that's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
I could see it.
Yeah.
I totally see it.
Because that was like the one thing I had a thought of. Like there was the one shot of him. Actually, it was during the eye scene when she hits his eye
Yeah.
and he's like flying through. All of a sudden, there's this one place I was like, that looks a lot like the microverse because like it was kind of the same thing with Ant-Man
What
flying
if it
through.
was the microverse?
That would actually be really cool.
That'd be cool because
really
like the
cool.
Flash TV show does a lot of that
Yeah.
shit. Like whenever he goes to the Speed Force
Yeah.
and like goes through time and shit like that, like it shows all the stuff around him.
That'd
Yeah,
be-
like
It'd be,
that'd be cool.
I also like so like naturally speaking, I'm not an observant person. I can't wait to get an in-depth like Easter egg video of like someone like pointing out different things and like it'd be very interesting to see like what someone who actually pays attention to a movie
absolutely.
like has seen that I didn't see.
Mhm.
Like that's what I'm kind of looking forward to.
Yeah.
Because there was one for Deadpool and like it definitely pointed out a lot and also what was the movie that came out this year? Civil War. There was a lot in that like I just didn't notice at first.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, like, Doctor Strange, like, I like how it expanded the universe in a very small but big way. Because it felt very contained in itself. Like, because obviously, like, they didn't have any other superheroes in it. But also, like, it also opened up this huge door for, like, we can have magic now. Like, and they can bring in any hero with magic. That was just interesting for me.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
So going back to what we didn't like about this movie.
Oh, yeah. sorry, didn't like-
just the one pacing issue in the beginning. It just felt a little rushed. I don't know. Mads Mikkelsen didn't really do it for me.
Yeah.
Like, all right, so like Marvel has like this thing where it's like, okay, you get like villains that are just,
Yeah.
Like, all right, so like Marvel's never produced. All right, Marvel's only had like one bad villain, I think, and that's Thor: The Dark World's villain.
Yeah.
Like the dark,
yeah.
like he was
Dark
just terrible. He was Dark Elf was just terrible. He was like a complete throwaway.
Yeah. Oh,
like he might
100%.
as well have just been a glorified henchman,
Oh
which
my
he
God,
was.
Yeah.
But like in any other Marvel movie, you got like Loki, you got like Baron Zemo, and then
Baron Zemo before he was been one of my favorites.
Yeah, Baron Zemo. You got like Baron Zemo, Ultron,
Oh,
Loki,
Ultron, true.
and they all did like serviceable jobs. Like Marvel has yet to have like a great villain.
Yeah.
Like a truly memorable, and that's what I really hope they do with Thanos, because Thanos has the potential to just be like a villain that like makes you shit your pants whenever you see him.
Yeah.
Like Darth Vader potential villain.
Yeah, I mean, like for as much as I loved Guardians of the Galaxy, what's his name?
Ronan just
sucked.
Ronan was over the top.
Oh my
like that's
God.
his problem. He was just over the top. Because
Like-
whenever he was on screen, he was always like, "I have the power," and then he like slams his thing into the ground and
Yeah.
just everybody dies. Like
Yeah.
that's just, like whatever.
Like it's like really funny to think how much I loved it, and still I was like, he wasn't that memorable. Like, and in the second Guardians, I don't even think they're really gonna have like a main villain. They're gonna have the Ravagers be or whatever they're called, the Red Jacket. They're gonna be the main villain.
Really?
Yeah, that's what everyone's saying. That like they turn against Yondu, and
That
like,
yeah, I was about to say because
Yeah.
Yondu's a Guardian, so
Yeah.
that wouldn't really. Is Nebula a part of the team now?
apparently.
Because like Nebula was in like the character
I hope
poster.
she-
She's also in the
yeah.
trailer.
I hope she is.
Yeah, because
they're-
Karen Gillan's great. Like I liked Nebula a lot.
They're saying,
And I love Karen Gillan.
She joins up. They're saying she is.
I mean, I'm all for it because
Yeah.
Nebula's a really
She
cool
could be a
character.
double agent.
Ooh,
Yo,
that'd be yeah, actually be cool as hell.
that,
She's kind of like
that actually.
she's kind of like that spy vibe. Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be cool as hell.
Karen Gillan's always been awesome.
Yeah.
I loved her. I loved when
Yeah,
she was
and
Nebula.
if you want a if you want a good Karen Gillan movie, audience, watch the movie Oculus.
Wait, I've seen that.
She's good in that. She's great in that movie.
I've seen that.
and it's a
That's-
good movie.
Yeah. Oh,
But
gosh.
it's elevated by her great performance, and she's great.
I also love how dedicated she was. She shaved her head, which was awesome.
Did she?
For the first one, I don't know if she did it for the second one, but she
I
shaved.
feel like it'd be annoying just to put like a fake bald, like a bald cap and like have
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah,
That's
I
what-
actually
that was
wonder if
her
Tilda
have it all
Swinton.
made up over.
Those,
Yeah, I
those
wonder.
were
Actually,
good.
wonder if she shaved her head for
I
this
think
Tilda
she did.
I
Swinton?
think she did.
I think so.
Cool.
I wouldn't be surprised if she did.
If
Yeah.
anything, she
She-
went very short and.
She's very like gets
Is she
into
very
it.
good? Yeah, she's like
Because when we-
she
when
has
we-
that certain type of
So
methodology.
when we
in
saw
her acting.
when we saw Snowpiercer, that like I didn't even recognize her.
Oh, it's
Yeah, yeah.
Snowpiercer. Yeah.
Yeah, I love her. Tilda Swinton's such a great actress. But
Okay.
anyway, another little nitpick, it's just Mads Mikkelsen's villain. Like, again, he's like serviceable. He's just another like Marvel villain you could just throw in there and like he's okay. But like Mads Mikkelsen he's just a great actor in general. Like he's one of the best living actors today, and just like it's kind of heartbreaking to see just like such a great actor just like be thrown into that just like.
Yeah.
You have no idea what's coming for you, Strange. We're gonna bring the dark dimension to this world and you're gonna pay for it. Henchman, get him.
Mexico pay for the wall.
Sure. Sure. Why not?
Oh.
But he's like, and then he just sends all his henchmen at him. It's just
Yeah.
like, okay, like it's a very formulaic way of approaching a
Yeah.
villain, but like, he's kind of unique because he's a sorcerer and shit like that. And he's got all those cool powers and
I will
stuff.
say this: there was never one moment when I didn't think Benedict Cumberbatch couldn't beat him.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
Even when he stabbed
give or
him.
take. I was gonna say the one
Yeah.
part where he stabbed him. Like I
Yeah.
feel like Mads Mikkelsen could have definitely beat him.
oh yeah.
But like as the movie progressed, I was like, okay, Doctor Strange kicked the living shit out of him.
Yeah.
Like let's be real.
Like,
Which he did.
yeah.
He pretty much did because he implanted him in a wall.
Yeah.
Like he literally built the wall on top
That
of
was
him, which was
awesome.
awesome as hell.
Yeah.
So
we both made the same comment. Oh, they just built that wall. But yeah, no, like there was never like a moment I was like, oh well, Doctor Strange is screwed. You know, just like no, like he's probably just
I
gonna
had a couple
survive.
of those because like he
yeah, I had a
because
couple.
like I think like up until the very like last battle, I think this is kind of like one of the things that makes it, I guess to me, such a great movie is that like I kind of did get the feeling like oh maybe like this is gonna be different where like he actually kind of like gets what he gets, you know. Because like when he gets stabbed, I'm like, oh shit, he actually got fucking hurt. Like that's like pretty bad.
Yeah, and he died.
And then,
too. I
like,
was like,
he
Shock man.
he straight died.
He died. and then he told him, and then he told Rachel McAdams, and he told Christine like, oh, beam me up, Scott. And shock him.
Shaka.
I also I do like the fact that Doctor Strange doesn't like killing. I was very pleased with how upset
Well,
he
that's
was.
like not his character, right? Like he doesn't kill
No,
him
he
in the
doesn't
comics
kill.
or anything, right?
No.
Yeah.
But I did like that they played
Oh.
that up, like in terms of
Yeah.
like when he did kill the guy, he was very upset.
Yeah, that was a really cool scene
Yeah.
of character development. He was like, oh, yeah, I just
And-
killed this guy. And I don't want to do it.
And like Mortimer, was
I
like,
just came here to get my hands fixed.
like
Like,
Moto was just like you gotta do what you gotta do. Just like no, like there's other ways. Like
Yeah.
I love that. I was like good,
Yeah, I
all
was
right,
like-
all right.
because like, and the reason I really like that is because like, no matter how many like, because Captain America's killed people, like. Anyway, pretty much almost everybody in the MCU has killed a person.
Yeah.
And like they show no remorse for it. Like
No.
Doctor Strange actually like had like a
he-
moment of
He
self-reflection.
killed
He's
a
just like,
henchman, and he had
Yeah.
self.
yeah, he was like,
That
I
was
killed somebody.
amazing.
Like he's like, I killed somebody.
Yeah.
I just came to this place because I want to get my hands fixed.
Yeah.
I didn't sign up for any of this shit. Like, I didn't want to kill anybody. And he was like having like a mental like dilemma over it. And I was like, that's good character development.
Yes.
That's good writing.
I was like, because they could have easily killed the henchman, then him be like, it's like, all right, off to the next one. Just
Yeah.
like, no, like he had like this full breakdown.
Yeah, and even throughout the rest of the movie, he uses like very non-lethal ways of dispatching henchmen and stuff like that.
Yeah.
For instance, building a wall on top
Building
of
a wall.
Like,
Yes.
that had to be like my favorite like
Yeah.
part of the fight scenes, like
Yeah.
him just building a wall on top. Also, I just want to talk about one stray thing in this movie that had me cracking up. When they first enter Hong Kong, Mads Mikkelsen and his two henchmen, when they first enter Hong Kong and they open like the time gate or whatever, whatever it's called.
Yeah, you're laughing like weird.
The,
weird.
Oh yeah.
the car? No, because I just thought of it because like that thing leads to like another like dimension or something, like like another time period or like another time in like the world or whatever.
Yeah.
And like the dude just like drove into it. So like I just imagine like him just driving in and he's just like, the fuck am I?
Where am I?
It was just like the comedic timing of that scene was just perfect. Because
Yeah.
he just like drives in and he just disappears and he's just like, it's just gone. I don't
Yeah.
know. I found it really funny.
I think the funniest scene was when Doctor Strange was talking to, what's his name, Wong. What was his name?
Wong.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, so just Wong, not like Beyonce, Adele,
Aristotle,
Eminem,
Eminem.
and then he's like, what's up, Beyonce? And then he's just listening to
Yeah, he's
single
listening to
ladies.
Single Ladies. He was like,
Yeah, that was really fun. I really like
Like,
that one.
and he's just
That was pretty
grabbing
good.
books.
Yeah.
I loved that.
I dug it.
Oh, that was so good. I was just like, okay, that's good. All right. They didn't just like throw that in like as
Yeah.
a one-off. Like, no, that was well done.
Yeah.
No, but like there was definitely some scenes that just had me going like, the hell? Like, okay.
Yeah, another little thing that I want to address is Scott Derrickson's direction of
Oh
this movie.
yes.
You can't see that making like that
Primo.
like that's one spicy piece of direction right there. Just like like he's mostly known for doing horror. He did 2 horror movies before this, so like I didn't
Yeah.
really feel like it made sense for him to direct like a trippy ass superhero movie.
Which,
But by George, he did it.
yo, Marvel hiring the directors they've been hiring, I love it.
I'm super into it. Like, because Scott Derrickson has made one of my favorite horror movies ever. It's called Sinister. Check it out if you haven't seen it, audience. Great, phenomenal movie. But like, you could definitely see like Scott Derrickson isms in this movie, like his like trademarks, like use of slow motion. Because like in Sinister, he used like slow motion for like horror, for like a horror effect, and also. Yeah, for just a horror effect.
Yeah.
But in this movie, he used it to like convey like a sense of like time is like stopping. In a sense, like when he goes into astral projection form, like everything around him just like slows down, and it brought me back to when I watched Sinister because this is like exactly how Sinister was.
Guys, we forgot the most important character. The cape.
Oh yeah, the cape is great.
That was
Oscar
one of my
nominate that cape, baby.
Yo, when he's slamming the dude's head on the ground.
Yeah, that was really good. We got a
dying.
kick out of that. Yeah.
Oh
man.
my god, that cape.
Yeah.
Just like I was like, all right,
Boom.
good job.
Yeah. Alright, so anything else that caught your attention when we were watching the movie, guys?
2 small nitpicks.
Oh yeah. Sorry, you never
yeah.
answered your nitpicks.
Oh, yeah,
There's like 1 or 2 things with the editing. Like, there's one part where in the final battle, there is you see the main bad guy, and like there's someone like runs into the runs in the camera, and like for a split second, and then it cuts to Doctor Strange. I don't know if you guys caught that, but I did.
I don't think I caught that.
If you see it again, check that out. It's like right at the end, like when it's like close up on his face, and like you see someone like kind of run into the camera, like run into the frame, and then it cuts right to Doctor Strange.
I'm going on Sunday, so I'm gonna look for that.
So yes,
I'm gonna look for that.
it's more toward the end.
Okay.
That and the first fight sequence in the beginning, kind of like I could definitely see it looking really like not that good.
Which one? The one
The
between Tilda
very
Swinton?
the very first
Okay.
one. It kind of like I can see like the character animation kind of like just go like, oh, I'm over here now. Oh, no.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't bad because like it definitely got better as the movie went on.
Right.
So it was like, oh, it's just the beginning. Like you're gonna like forget it by the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Yo, I think the one
But
scene.
it's very passable though.
I remember one part that all 3 of us like made a noise at was when they were fighting on that like surface Tilda Swinton made.
Yeah, that was
And
cool.
he like hit the ground, and
Oh,
she
yeah.
just was like, "Bitch, please," and
Yeah,
just sent
she
it
just
right
went
back.
and we were all like,
Yeah.
we were all like,
oh,
there was there was a lot of points in this movie where I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
or like, holy shit,
Yeah.
like Tilda Swinton, whenever she fought, she meant business.
Yeah.
Like she
Oh.
was in it to win it in this
that
movie.
was awesome.
Like she was kick ass in this movie.
yeah, like when
and
she
everything.
showed up, she was just like, "Bitches, please."
Yeah, and then when she did that that wave thing with the child, I was like, wow.
Also-
I was like,
also,
it was like when that when friggin' Sandy rips off the guy's tattoo when he's going in the salty spittoon. It's just
Yeah.
like, wow.
I think one of the most shocking moments when she fell from the building and landed on the ground, just like out,
Yeah.
like, just like
That
that was insane.
This movie was fucking real.
So
like
good.
that like really hit me. Like I was like, whoa, like that was insane. Because normally like either they'll cut away or like they'll show it in some like way like where she gets saved last minute. Like when she legit just slams on the ground, I was like, oh Jesus, like that really like hit me.
This movie like subverts a lot of like tropes in like cinema itself.
Like I loved it because I was like, because like I said, it's such a fantasy movie. They bring you back to reality in those moments that are amazing.
They snap back to reality.
Oh, there goes gravity.
gravity.
Mom spaghetti.
It's ready.
Spaghetti.
Is it ready?
It's ready.
It's fucking ready.
But anyway,
Raining.
I think this has gone on a little bit. Nah, fuck it, whatever. But anyway, let's rate this movie, shall we?
On a scale of
Gabbs, you seem to have liked it the most out of all of us, so why don't you start us off?
So I give this. I would read 9 out of 10 magic books out of I would do that.
What about you, Nick?
That's our That's the rating system.
9 out of 10
Yeah, that's our
magic
rating
books.
system. I suck at it.
You know
So.
what? I gave Deadpool a 10 out of 10, so I think I have to give this one a 10 out of 10.
Really?
I like this a lot better. Or I can just change my score to Deadpool. But yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna change my score to Deadpool to like a 8, like to a 9, and this one's gonna be like a 9.5.
Okay.
I dig it.
Official.
Official.
I rate.
Think about that.
I rate this the highest level you can get on a Magic the Gathering card. I don't know what that is
I don't
because
play
I've never
Magic.
played
Neither
Magic
do
the
I.
Gathering. So, but let's just say like.
Oh, toss that score out the window, shall we?
Yeah, exactly. Whoever plays Magic the Gathering, hit me up. No.
So 7.
7.
No, I'll give it like a 9.5 out of 10. Definitely.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I agree with Gabbs.
I would. Let's see.
Assault is.
I would
on
stab.
on a scale of Chris Angel to David Blaine of magicness. What was this for you, bud?
This was about a Harry Houdini.
Oh snap!
For me, honestly,
You mean the
straight
gr-
up.
you mean the greatest
So like
magician
better
ever?
than all of them.
Okay.
Like, no, honestly,
Not a David
I
Copperfield
would.
for you?
What?
Not a David Copperfield for you?
Nah, not a David Copperfield for me. I would, 9 out of 10
All right.
for me on this bad boy.
Thought about it,
It's
just
like I've never like Gabbs has always been the better one with like the whole like I would blank 9 out of blanks for this. Like he's always been better at that than me. But 9 out of 10 for this movie.
Nice.
This movie was great. Definitely go check it out in
highly
theaters.
recommend.
I honestly, I would recommend to see. I hate 3D, but so like
Yeah,
I'm not gonna throw out my recommendation for it, but I'm sure they will. 'cause-
I totally recommend seeing this in 3D.
So they
I
recommend
recommend-
seeing it in
I
3D.
if it doesn't cost you that much money, I would say yeah, go see it in 3D.
Yeah.
I recommend IMAX 3D potentially.
I'd
because-
probably even be
I would
because-
recommend. I see. Like I hate 3D, so I'm not going to recommend it in 3D. That's just my personal because I hate 3D.
Yeah.
But they seem to have enjoyed it in 3D, so
Yeah.
so I would say go see it in 3D.
It just added something to it.
But I would definitely say see this bad boy in IMAX
Yes.
2D. If you get the chance to see this bad boy in IMAX, go see it. We didn't get to, unfortunately,
I would love
but
to, though.
it would. I would as well. Hopefully, we could make that a thing. But if you get the chance to see this movie in IMAX, try it out
Do
because
it.
between the visuals, the sound design, and just the aesthetics of this movie, it can make for a really good 3D, 2D, IMAX experience.
Yes.
So yeah, definitely go check this one out in theaters. Worth every penny.
No need to see prior movies.
Nope.
If this is your first Marvel, I think it
Yeah,
could
this is your
hook
first Marvel movie too. Just check it out.
I think it could hook you on
Yeah,
Marvel.
this is a good starting point.
Yep.
But yeah, worth every penny.
Yep.
So yeah, why don't we close this out?
Yep. I'm Gabbs,
And I'm DeGe.
And I'm Nick.
and this is what our outro looks like.